3, 2, whoop, 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 ha!
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on? Welcome to a little thing that we call the Cipher.
Cipher crew.
I am your host, Marcus the Kid Warner. With me is my man, Muff. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I feel good about today's show.
You feeling good about today's show?
Because we got some real cool cats today. We want to kind of, bounce some things off for today. Why don't you introduce our guest today? We're doing a guest segment today, y'all.
Guest segment today, bringing it to you. And you and you and you.
That's right. It's yours.
It's yours. Anyway, in the studio today, we have a new and upcoming hot duo today in the hip-hop field.
That's right.
We have the Blessed in the building today. We have Ramone and Asia. How y'all doing today?
Good. Yeah,
Good. Well, anyway, they have this real hot CD, a new mixtape out right now. Me and Muff listened to it just recently.
It's really nice. Why don't you tell us the name of and title of your CD, man, and what your inspiration was behind the CD, man, before we even go any further.
Peace. The name of our CD is called The Blessed, self-titled. It's a mixtape. It's our first mixtape as a duo doing music together. The inspiration really for the mixtape was just bringing back quality hip-hop.
Thank you,
back
by the
into
way.
the industry. No problem at all. Just bringing quality hip-hop back into the atmosphere.
Right.
Choosing hip-hop beats.
Right.
And just doing the music that we grew up loving.
Right. Well, I mean, the one thing that I noticed about you guys, I mean, you have your breath control is great. Your cadence is off the chain. I mean, you guys, your pronunciation is great. You guys have that rapid fire type of delivery. But the one thing you guys have that I really love about the Blessed is, which is very reminiscent about some of my favorite duos in hip hop, is that your style is very similar. Now, did that happen by accident, or did that? I mean, how did that happen? I mean, I've been in duos before, and it's always like
chemistry you can't predict, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So how did that happen? Just real quick. I mean, did y'all say, well, okay, this is how I rap, so you gonna do just like me? Do it.
Absolutely not. You know what? When we first got to, we were actually supposed to be like a triangle. It was actually another person that we were trying to create a group with. I didn't know him. And I knew the other guy, but I was doing spoken word poetry.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm a spoken word artist.
Right.
They hit me up like, we don't know if you want to rap, but we know we want you a part of the group.
Okay.
So if you're going to be doing poetry or whatever it is, this is how we want you. You contribute how you want to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'm going to try to rap because my spoken word has always borderlined on rap. People always were like, you should rap. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to rap. I don't know how to rap. So when I got with him and then it just ended up being us two, the funny thing is we don't even write together. The only thing we do together is say, do you want to do a concept for the song or you want to go in? We go our separate ways, we write, and then we come to the studio and record it together. And people say all the time, you guys have this chemistry, and I'm like, I guess it was just meant to be.
Hey, it is what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys have definitely a great chemistry, and what you guys have is, and I think you should hold on to that, definitely. I mean, just listening to you guys, I just got to tell you, I was just straight blown away. And when I heard that this was your first, I mean, you said you had done some studio projects before, and this is your first studio project. I mean, hey, kudos to you guys. I mean, like I said, your rapid fire style is nothing that I've heard. I mean, not in recently anybody up and coming. So I mean, I give you guys all the credit in the world. And I noticed there's like a very earthy vibe to your music and like almost like an old school kind of contrast to it. Now is that something that you guys also talked about, or is that natural?
That's natural. That's also natural. I think both of us are what people would say old souls, I guess you would say. Being that the music that we came up on, also our love for music is also past hip hop. We listen to Earth, Wind and Fire. We listen to different type of musics, and that's just how we came up. So naturally, it came through the music.
And you know what? You bring up a great point. I hear young cats do this to me all the time, right? I listen to a young cat when they find out what it is that we do. They say, "Look, I rap too," which is fine. Because I want to hear you. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking, "Oh man, we know high post going on." I need to hear what you is. But what happens is, you can tell when a lot of these young guys don't have a reference. Remember, I talked to you on that show about 2 months ago. We talked about reference points. You could be a dope MC, but if your earliest reference points in hip hop is Biggie, you know what I'm saying? You're just gonna show when in your music. You don't know any better. It's funny, man. I remember I got to laugh when I say this. Because I remember I had this young cat, he was rapping for me, right? And I played him some J Electronic. I ain't even lying about this. And he never heard of him, because a lot of young kids haven't heard of him, right? You know that. And he said, well, you know, I'm nice, you know, but that dude you play, I feel I'm good as, you know, I can spit like him. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? I'm like, really? I mean, you know, and I don't want to go in, because I want to be the older guy who thinks he knows hip hop over everybody. I want to be that person. I don't want to sound like I'm hating, because I always ask you, when I hear something new, I say, am I hating, or is this really whack as I think it is? Check back with you. You know, so, and that's where I'm at. But what I loved about your CD, and we talked before about the beats that you guys chose in your CDs. You know, you guys got some out. You went back to your Tribe Called Quest with Neil Applebaum. What?
Yeah, I know.
They went down.
I was gonna say,
man, you know, okay, that's all right.
You made Muff's heart melt. He's just doing. You know, Muff was like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? One tear out the eye.
They brought the Tribe in.
Well, because Tribe is my all-time favorite group, of course. You know. No shout out to Michael Rappaport, by the way. That's a different issue.
Okay.
Because he butchered that documentary.
Did he really?
Oh, dude, that's a whole different segment.
Okay, well, I'm not going to give. That's another show.
At any rate, though, man, just your beat selection. You guys went on Exhibit A. And here's a question for you. I debate, what's the iller beat? They're both done by Just Blaze. Exhibit A and Exhibit C. Right. What's iller to you? Because I go back and forth depending on what day it is.
Honestly, like you said, okay, the day does play a role in mine too. When I first heard Exhibit C, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's the second coming. I know. I'm the same way. Right.
I think Exhibit A or Exhibit B or whatever you want to call it is a better beat.
It is. You know what? I think the difference is, in a way, Jay ripped Exhibit C. Yeah. Iller, a little bit iller than Exhibit A. Right. Although he did a great job on both. Right. Exhibit, and you know how I know that J Electronic ripped Exhibit C is because when I heard of it, like Game when he did 100 bars on Exhibit C, it was good, but it wasn't like what Jay did at all. Nobody was able to go and bring that type of energy. And everything that he brought to that track just made it come to life. Exhibit C was crazy. You know what I mean? Because the beat itself is very good, but it ain't just Blaze's best beat. No. Exhibit A, if you just listen to the instrumental of that, it's a little crazy. It's crazy.
Right. Oh, so real quick, where can somebody check out your music?
You can check out our music. We have a Tumblr site, which is theblessed.tumblr.com. Okay. Also, we have a Reverb Nation that's under The Blessed, of course. We have Facebook, which is Facebook The Blessed.
We're on Real Hip Hop.
We're on realhiphophead.com is something that started on Facebook and just exploded into a full-fledged website. He's crazy with underground MCs, and he gave us a monster shout out. He posted the whole album on there.
Nice.
All right, well deserved.
That's where you can get the cleanest copy at on realhiphophead.com.
Make sure y'all check them out too. We didn't just bring them on here. We bring them on here because we really felt they were dope.
Right.
So make sure you check these people out, man. They like a hip hop updated version of like Coffee Brown.
Yeah, I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Coffee Brown. Y'all remember Coffee Brown? Come on now.
Very rooted, very lyrical. Now I want to get into something else with y'all. I want to discuss something. Okay. I brought y'all here for a reason. I have an ulterior motive. Here it comes, y'all. I'm about to drop something on you. There's somebody else very lyrical. Somebody else came on the scene, early 2000s, I do believe. Hit us up with something called Food and Liquor. All right. Kick Push. Okay. Debatable. Then hit us up with The Cool. Now hit us up with something called Lasers. I'm talking about the one and only Lupe Fiasco. Now, Muff, I'll let you get into it first. Go on ahead.
I wish I could take a laser to that CD.
Okay.
Let me back up a little bit.
All right.
Let me back up a little bit. Okay, we talked about this. I'm going to be redundant for a lot of people who are listening in the room. You know, Food and Liquor. You know, let me just go back to this most my let's look at Dumb It Down. That song. Right. Okay. The song Dumb It Down spoke to everything that I love about hip hop, and what I hate about hip hop was said in Dumb It Down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a great lyrically is off the hook, and the beat is sick. The beat is sick on Dumb It Down. Right?
Still very simple.
So,
but very dope.
Oh, dude, sometimes simplicity is the illest. Sometimes, you know what I mean. At any rate, and I've talked to our producer Wusa about that. Sometimes you can be very simple and make it dope. But I'm digressing here. not really looking forward to Lasers coming out because I talked to people before. I had a problem with Lupe Fiasco with the whole Tribe Called Quest fiasco, no pun intended. Okay, I moved on from that. So if he was going to give me a good, a good product on Lasers, I was all about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to this thing, and I'm literally scratching my head. It's not like I'm saying this is a whack CD, but I'm literally scratching my head because I don't know what it is he's trying to do.
Right.
I'm speculating on what it is he's trying to do. He blames it. He started to distance himself from this album, I thought, as the drop date approached. I thought he did that. But he still kept close enough to it to where people did like the album. He could say, well, I was just curious. He could still claim it. You know what I'm saying? But listen to this thing. I'm going to just say it straight out. Not even going to go into a big thing. I wasn't feeling it at all. Lyrically, he's Lupe Fiasco. He's very good lyrically. But again, I hold people who are lyricists like that to a different standard. We talked about Nas. I love Nas. Is one of my top 5 all time, I believe. Maybe top 5, top 6, whatever. One of my top 5 lyricists all time. But his beat selection is poor at times. At times, okay? Although I did like his last album, the Untitled album, I thought was kind of slept on a little bit. I think that was slept on a little bit, because I go back to the album, like, wait a minute, this is a little bit doper than what I thought it was, actually. Because I'm thinking, and then lyrically was off the hook, but I don't want to digress too much. Lupe Fiasco, if he has the right beat, he has the right beat selection with his album, I think this he can make classics. He's capable of classics, regardless of how I feel about him personally. He's capable of classics. I didn't understand where he was going with this. I don't know whether or not the label was telling him to be more like Kanye because they thought that Kanye was going some type of emo rap that's trending right now in mainstream hip hop. Maybe they're thinking that. Right. And when I say that, because labels are made up of a bunch of guys who don't really understand art form hip hop anyway. That's just what happened. That's what it is. So they say they listen to Kanye. Say, okay, they're being more emo. They don't understand that Kanye's just really about good music. That's what his record label was about. But where are you at on this album?
Well, regardless of his fiasco, no pun intended, with the Tribe Called Quest thing, I mean, I'm still a huge Lupe Fiasco fan. Okay, now, when you said, you had heard it first, and you said, Marcus, this project is garbage, pretty much. you said we about to fight over it. I said, no, there's no way Lupe Fiasco going to put out a whack album. We really going to fight. We really going to have a battle royal. I sat down, I listened to it, took some time out, put on some tea, lit some incense.
That's what you think. Yeah, right.
Exactly. Put away some time, turn the phone off. Lit some candles.
Lupe coming on.
This is Lupe time. But the album started off strong too. That first album, boom, boom, I said, ooh, Muff, you gonna get it. The second song came on, another strong track. I was like, yes. Third song came on. I started scratching my head a little bit. Okay, all right. Oh, but everybody's entitled to one slip.
Right.
As the album went on, it just seemed like,
this is another problem I get. This is what I can say about this album.
And I got a problem with people cutting me off while I'm trying to make a point.
But I got to do it. I got to do it. I'm gonna lose this thought. It's like almost every song has that same type of vibe, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes what I call the law of diminishing returns. That's what happens. Usually, what was happening was, you heard the first 2 songs, they were strong. You're like, okay, but he's coming with something a little bit different that's going to bring it home. It never happened because that same vibe. Same thing. We talked about Black Milk. That's why Black Milk, although it was a very good album, I didn't call that the album of the year like he says it is because a lot of the songs sound alike. He had that same type of beat cadence. He playing the live drums. I feel him. I love Black Milk. But Black Milk, I thought look, I'll tell you, Tronic was better.
Tronic was better.
Real talk. I got to call it like it is. You know what I'm saying?
Better,
So it's the same thing with Lupe. By the 6th or 7th song, then I started looking at the guest appearance. I'd say, okay, somebody was trying to do something with the song other than making art.
Exactly. So,
I think that he was. Well, I would like to know what he was trying to think. I mean, I just recently read an article in The Source where he says that you were trying to make not a pop album, but a very popular album. And I mean, like you said, he's a little bit contradictory about what he's saying about this album, saying that it was a record label who was forcing me to do these tracks and this, that, and the other thing. But you know what? I really can't make heads or tails of it. I mean, there are very strong songs on this album.
Your name on it, you're responsible for.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the album is garbage. There are some tracks on there that I really do enjoy, but as a whole, the album is not a Lupe Fiasco album. I mean, Ramone, what do you think about it?
Honestly, I think there's a missing piece to the puzzle that a lot of people forget about when it comes to this album. When this album initially came out, people don't remember, he went on the Step and Laser tour like 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago, before they relaunched him, right? If you remember, none of these songs that's on the album was on the Step and Laser tour. They were all different songs. So now that he's on this new tour and he's doing all these new songs, a lot of people forget that what happened to Army Girl, what happened to, or even certain songs that were changed. The instruments were changed. So that's why I honestly believe it was the record label, because he even said in an interview, like we were talking about, it's a lot of contradiction when it comes to the interviews, but he said that he would be at a show, go backstage, and the A&R rep would be like, hey, we got this song. The song's already done. You just need to place verse here and here.
Right.
And he said the last song with John Legend, he said, I didn't pick that song. That song was already like created whenever. But they said, hey, we got to throw away John Legend track, place verse here and there. So I think he was bamboozled, but at the same time, I think he made a couple of stupid mistakes. One, he renegotiated his contract with Atlantic. When he's at the point in his career where he can go indie and do whatever he wants to, however he wants to. Why would you sign 3 more albums with Atlantic? That was kind of stupid.
What Lupe messed up, and I'd like to get your opinion on it too, Asia here. But what Lupe messed up, we should have showed him that KRS-One interview we had where he was talking about the missteps he made with these labels. Remember that? I posted it to our Facebook page. He talked about. He said, "Man, I was basically a slave in slavery for years until recently, until I went indie." And it's like, how can veteran artists still not get the memo? Like that's the way to go. You can still be an artist. You can still make your money. All you got to do is hustle.
All you got to do.
You know what I'm saying? What you gonna get without hard work anyway?
The return is bigger.
Okay, but that said, Asia, where are you at on this album? With Lupe in general?
In general, I think some of the contradictions in his interviews are coming from him just wanting to tell people probably what the label was saying to him, and he's just reiterating it to other people and his fans so that maybe they can understand that better than I didn't have any other choice, or I just did it because, you know what I'm saying, they told me to, and I didn't, whatever. And I agree with him when he's saying that there's a missing piece that none of us know about. Something else is going on, because why would you negotiate your deal? Why would you do something that makes absolutely no sense to anybody? Something's going on that we don't know about. But as far as I didn't like it.
Hey, keep it 100. People just didn't like it.
I mean, I was disappointed because
disappointed is a great.
When they were doing the whole the protesting and everything, and they had the big thing on Twitter, and like everybody was one day, I think it was like a Friday, and everybody had to tweet about Lupe, and I said he was the Batman of hip hop. That's how I look at him. That's the way that I view him. And then when he came out with his layers, I was just like, what? And I don't feel like he sacrificed his lyrical ability on anything. I still feel like he said whatever he wanted to say on those tracks. The tracks were just emotionless. It just sucked. There's not. I don't find any emotion.
That's a good way to put it. That's a great way to put it. Emotionless. There was no soul in it. There was just no vibe in it. It seemed like something that somebody said, okay, we're gonna play it in the club. You know, to me, it seemed like as soon as I finished listening to it, it was almost like he had a lot of success with that song "Superstar" off of his last album. So okay, let's make an album full of these songs. Let's make 12 superstars. That's a very good point. And then so we know it's gonna be successful. You know what I'm saying?
Formula.
Exactly.
Formula, and then when you were talking about like the whole Kanye thing and how they were trying to make a version of Kanye's last CD, Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, or whatever it's called. Like I said, it was.
Which we love.
They gave, definitely. But that was artistry, and you could tell that came straight out of somebody's mind. And then there's a formula of someone trying to recreate that. Lupe had a formula, and that was art that Kanye was doing.
And it goes back, like I said originally, I'm left scratching my head. I'm literally, I can't figure this out because you mentioned, you guys, we are all saying basically the same thing. There's something missing. Okay. We don't understand it. I'm scratching my head.
Well, let me ask a question to everybody here. I mean, what if this album comes out? Okay, clear your heads for a second. This album comes out, and we don't know about Lupe Fiasco. We don't know about The Cool. We don't know about Food and Liquor. But this album comes out by another MC, and we just listen to it. Is it a better album because we don't know that Lupe Fiasco can put out better material?
No.
No. I'm
gonna say the same thing, and he's like, "It's all right."
I'll say it was kind of.
I mean, I think I'll be like, "Yeah, this dude can rap."
I'm gonna recognize lyrical ability. If I don't know it, I hear it. I say, "Wait a minute, this dude can rhyme." But maybe even look, like I said, you know me. I talked to you last show. Production is everything. And you know what I want to see? And I'm going to say it again because I want us to get to him. I want to see Eminem get with El Producto, LP from Company Flow, and make an album together and change the world.
Okay.
That has yet to be. Listen, the right production. I don't care how good or bad of an MC you can be not a horrible MC. You can be a mediocre MC and have great production. I'm like, man, this dude is tight. I got so much music from mediocre MCs with tight beats, and I still listen to this day. You know what I mean? We talked about Group Home. You know what I mean? Lil Dap. Who's the other guy in Group Home?
Don't care.
Don't care. We gotta find out who that is. That's the point right there.
I'm just keeping it
but
real.
who produced that album?
Primo.
Okay.
That's what I do know.
We know that.
Okay, now
we know that.
real quick, because we're running out of time, but real quick, we know that I guess Food and Liquor Part 2 is supposed to be coming out soon, so he's not done.
Yes.
He gotta put up Part 2. He better go there.
Does he come better? Does he come real, or does he keep with the same BS that we heard in Lasers?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I read the most recent interview, and you gotta take these with a grain of salt now too, which is sad. But he said the next album, Food and Liquor 2, is supposed to be no radio type of records, higher and dark. I guess reverting back to the roots or whatever. That's also what made me think. Well, this really must have been a label requirement. This album must have been a label requirement.
Yeah, that sucks for him, man. But it's funny, you ever wonder, you ever notice that when rappers, whenever they want to recreate their best album, they want to go Part 2 on something? Oh, yeah. Part 2. Like if Kanye sucked, it would be, I'm going to do College Dropout Part 2. It's coming, y'all.
Yes, sir.
They all do it, you know what I mean? But real artists don't have to do Part 2.
Yeah,
Look at this, speaking of, you said The Roots, but I'm talking about the group The Roots. They keep evolving. I love groups that continue to evolve. Kanye, literally... You look at Kanye West, and I don't care how idiotic, whatever he does outside of music, he continues to evolve as an artist. Literally, every single album he's evolved, literally. When do you see that in hip-hop? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That type of evolution. So, props to Kanye. Lupe, swing and a miss.
Okay, out of 5, what do you think you would give this one?
For Lasers, I would have to give it a... I don't want to say 2.5.
You know what?
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
But I'm gonna say maybe 2.5, 2.5 or something like that.
Well, or I'm sorry, Asia, you said 2.5 as well?
2.5, 3 stars.
That's exactly what I was going to say, 2.5. And that's only because lyrically it's nice.
Yeah, you know
what I mean? And that's the only reason you get 2.5 stars to me.
And I never thought I would ever have to say this, but I agree with Muff, I agree with Ramone and Asia. 2.5 on this one, it's a swing and a miss. You know what, Lupe, please. Bring it back, son. Bring it back. Eminem did it. You can do it too. But before we get out of here, I gotta sample the wares if you don't mind. Do you mind? Y'all mind spitting a little something for us?
Not at all.
Come on.
Come on now. Come on. The blessed.
The blessed. I'm going. Should I go first?
I'll
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. My basic instincts to verbally castrate. Spit well done opiates. These niggas is half baked. Flames from a trailer too high. Headed back to heaven, run across your blue sky. Press my skill, get clipped like bonsai. I'm all seeing to the BS, no third eye. This is chokehold, rockabye.
Oh!
I spit scriptures for my son, do or die. Me and Sons to the tomb, do or die. You and I.
Cool.
Nice. My man.
Hey yo, I'm Satchmo's descendant and Langston Hughes' love child. Artistic vision is what this game has been missing. Younger cats hating on the old heads traditions, thinking I'm the one bringing the one back to the business. I make these cowards clean the table and wash the dishes. Then I put them in speech class to help their diction. They asking, who in the world is gonna fix this? What MC to the T fits the description? Renaissance from the stars, spit mega bars, flow so hard. Satan says, oh my God, I'm kryptonite for your squad. I'm hip hop. I go hard. I can spit it a cappella. I can spit 1,000 bars. I'm the truth. Please believe I beats like the Iron Sheik. I know what y'all want from me. That gritty, that grimy. New York is behind me and we marching like an army. Soul rebel music, the Renaissance. I'll show you how to do this.
The blessed ladies.
Oh, the blessed.
The blessed. No. We ain't going just yet. Don't start something you can't finish.
Show shy ass.
Alright, y'all. I'm a snapcase, make a man shake, crash the clan bake, flip, smack the crap out of half the people in my fan base. Stuck inside of this rat race that I never wanted to enter. Though I'm gifted like the ending of December, just remember that I dismember defenders of my agenda for making legal tender. Was gone to November, came back a Mike Avenger, resurrect the reanimator of true hip-hop. Those without their rhymes up, wind up in a Ziploc, remember. For every rapper that made it large, there's a million MCs making beats in their garage. Dreaming of a menage with models with no morals, giving old. Plus bisexual tutorials and keeping it formal on the normal. cool. I move past that, just strapping on my backpack and spitting this lyrical hazmat. And keep on having this flashback of this one time at Bandcamp. I met this hood rat and made a damp across a tramp stamp, son. We out of here. Peace. Baby.
Take off the block, stay nice!
Cipher,
All right.
baby. We out. Peace.
End segment.